Welcome students, welcome to my next video, that is video number 3, Cold War, SYJC history. Now my dear students, in the previous video, you have seen what is Cold War, which are the two superpowers who are involved in this war, what are the different organizations they have made. Then at the last we saw India with non-aligned movement, NAM. Now we will see India with anti-colonial policy. मेरे प्रिय विद्यार्थियों, इस वीडियो में हम देखेंगे हमारा भारत एंटी कॉलोनियल पॉलिसी में किस तरह आगे बढ़ा। हम दूसरों के गुलाम बनने नहीं चाहिए, दूसरों के गुलामगिरी करना नहीं चाहिए। India is acknowledged as a great democracy in the world. अगर हम देखेंगे दुनिया में हमारे भारत को एक विकासशील देश बोला गया है और देखा जाता है। सिर्फ वही नहीं, हमारा देश गुलाम करना पसंद नहीं करती, गुलामगिरी से दूर रहना चाहती है। इसी के लिए इंडिया हैज अडॉप्टेड अ पॉलिसी दैट इज कॉल्ड एज नॉन अलाइनमेंट। हमारे भारत ने एक पॉलिसी अपनाया जो था नॉन अलाइनमेंट। ना हम अमेरिका के साथ थे, ना सोवियत रशिया के साथ। और इंडिया हमेशा, हमारा भारत जो है, किसी अन्य देश का दखलंदाजी हमारे मामले में हम पसंद नहीं करते। इंडिया सभी को, भारत जो है सभी को मान सम्मान देता है, लेकिन दखलंदाजी वो पसंद नहीं करता। हमारा भारत का एक तत्व है, जियो और जीने दो, लीव एंड लेट लीव। जियो और दूसरों को भी जीने दो। इसी तत्व से हमारा भारत जो है, जो चल रहा है। अभी देखेंगे हमारे भारत को स्वातंत्र मिलने के बाद in 1949 there was a conference held in Delhi which supported and declared the issue of Indonesian independence. It was demanded that the Dutch would leave Indonesia before 1950 and grant the independence. भारत ने सिर्फ इंडोनेशिया को नहीं, अफ्रीका को भी अपना मित्र बनाया और उन्हें स्वातंत्र देने का निश्चय किया। उन्होंने अफ्रीका देश को मदद की और वो उन्हें स्वातंत्र देने में मदद ही नहीं, उन्हें स्वातंत्र दिला दिया। इससे हमें ये मालूम कर सकते हैं कि भारत स्वतंत्र प्रिय देश है। वो किसी के मामले में दखलंदाजी नहीं करेगा, लेकिन मदद जरूर करेगा दूसरों को अपना स्वातंत्र मिलने के लिए। वो ही नहीं, हमारा जो रिश्ता था अफ्रीका से वो बहुत ही अच्छा हो गया। अफ्रीका से युवक लोग आते हैं हमारे इधर पढ़ने के लिए, रोजगार के लिए, अपने आगे वाली पढ़ाई के लिए वो हमारे भारत में आते हैं और यहाँ पे आते भी हैं, पढ़ते भी हैं, काम पे भी जाते हैं। सिर्फ वही नहीं, हमारा भारतीय लोग, वे लोग जाते हैं अफ्रीका में, केनिया में, युगांडा में, वहां के लोगों को उन्होंने मदद करते हैं। सबसे अच्छा उदाहरण है हमारे महात्मा गांधी जी ने बताया। वो वहां गए, उनके हक में उन्होंने बात की और उन्होंने ब्रिटिश राज के अगेंस्ट या उनके विरुद्ध में गए और वे उनके साथ सत्याग्रह की लड़ाई की। इसे हम देख सकते हैं कि हमारा भारत का मूल उद्देश्य एक ही है कि हम शांति प्रिय देश है, हम दूसरों के मामले में दखल अंदाजी नहीं करेंगे और ना ही दूसरे हमारे मामले में दखल अंदाजी करें। और आगे मैं अभी अंग्रेजी में बोलूंगा। India has been in forefront in the struggle against colonialism. There was to be 3 years and every nation to get post their representatives as a principal secretary everywhere by rotation. The leaders of South Asian countries reaffirmed the commitment to UN Charter and the principle of governing sovereign equality of the states, peaceful settlement disputes, and non-interference in the internal affairs, no use and threat, nor threat of use of force against territorial integrity and political independence of the state. They reiterated the United Nations constituted the most important forum for the resolution of the issues affecting international peace and security. They also reaffirmed the deep conviction in continuing validity and relevance of the objective of the non-aligned movement and as an important force in international relation. अभी हम लोग देखेंगे क्या क्या चैलेंजेस आए सार्क। सार्क मतलब हम देखेंगे कि सभी एशियन कंट्रीज इस सार्क के मेंबर है। सार्क को बहुत से चैलेंजेस उन्होंने फेस करना पड़ा। एक तो था इकोनॉमिक चैलेंजेस, क्योंकि जितने भी देश थे सभी एशियन कंट्रीज थे, एशियन देश के थे और उनको अपने अपनी तकलीफें थी। उनका देश के हित के लिए, जो उनके सिक्योरिटी के लिए, डिफेंस के लिए उन्होंने पैसा रखा। इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, अंडर डेवलपमेंट ऑफ एग्रीकल्चरल सेक्टर, राइजिंग टेररिज्म, population explosion, insufficient trade, divergent political system, religious lingual diversity, ये सब जो था, जो एक मेजर चैलेंज था सार्क नेशंस के लिए। Success of SARC. SARC has done well in some fields mentioned above. For example, Center for Dissemination of Agro-related Information was started in Bangladesh. It has been used in the platform to research related to seed, animal husbandry, and fisheries. SARC Center for Meteorological Research was established in Dhaka. In Kathmandu, orthopedic centers were established. Efforts have been made to promote tourism in SARC, and SARC is also working in eliminating poverty in the countries in Southeast Asia and help the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and Pacific as intergovernmental group to establish formal agreement, SAFTA, that is South Asian Free Trade Area, for promoting free trade and economic cooperation among SARC nations. The SARC Documentation Center was established at Delhi for dissemination of information. SARC for the dissemination of information. SARC Human Race or Human Resources Development Center was established at Islamabad, Pakistan. Agreement was signed to counter smuggling and narcotic drugs. Committee was appointed for the development in the field of postal service and transportation. With a view of enhancing mutual trade among the Asian countries, 2 treaties were signed, namely SAPTA and SFTA. Now, my dear students, further we will see Commonwealth. Now, when I speak of Commonwealth, my dear students, we are going to see which all countries come under Commonwealth, and we'll see what were their objectives. A voluntary international organization of the countries, which was one of the part of the British Empire, was a sovereign state which is known as British Commonwealth, or simply Commonwealth of Nations. Commonwealth of Nations. The idea behind establishing Commonwealth was being governor, administered together, who has worked the erstwhile colonies of the British Empire. The objective was to achieve coherence in the political and administrative machinery by exchange of experience and the ideas of these officers. Canada, Australia, South Africa, New Zealand were given autonomy and the integral state of British Empire. In 1931, England declared the policy of granting autonomy to all its colonies one by one. The British Parliament passed the statutes known as Statute of Westminster. The statute approved formation of Commonwealth. A tradition would have it the Queen and the King is installed at the head of the organization. The Secretariat of the Commonwealth was established at London. Voluntary cooperation in the fundamental principles of Commonwealth. After the Second World War, the British colonies in Asia, Africa became independent. The Commonwealth deserves credit to some extent. The opposition in the British rule in the colonies and altered international scenario made disintegration of British Empire inevitable. The establishment of the Commonwealth proved instrumental, giving momentum to anti-colonial movement in the colonies. Besides this, Commonwealth helped to check resentment and regards granting freedom to colonies who prevailed in some social strata in England. India's decision to remain Commonwealth even after its independence added nullification of the resentment. हम देखेंगे अभी कॉमनवेल्थ और भारत. In 1948 हमारा कांग्रेस सेशन हुआ जयपुर में, राजस्थान. पंडित नेहरू जी ने निर्णय लिया कि हम कॉमनवेल्थ में रहेंगे. India was a member of the Commonwealth and they were as equal and sovereign state. In such situation, this decision was in the situation that it prevailed then. At the time, England was a major supplier of arms and other defense material to India. England granted some facilities to India with regards to foreign exchange. India exported goods which were partially free from the custom duties. More importantly, India had open platform to Commonwealth to counter the mal propaganda by Pakistan against India. By considering all these things, India became the member of Commonwealth. जब हम कॉमनवेल्थ में हमारा मेंबरशिप रहा, हमने किया क्या, हमारा योगदान क्या था? हम स्पोर्ट्स कंपटीशन में गए और इस स्पोर्ट्स कंपटीशन में हमने भाग लिया और इसमें आइडियाज हमने दिया इस कॉमनवेल्थ गेम का. Since 1955, the competition came to be called as Commonwealth Game. The Commonwealth Game was started at Crystal Palace to mark the coronation of the ceremony of King George V. The Commonwealth Games of 1986 were special significance. 32 countries boycotted the games. These countries demanded South Africa should be changed into racist policies. However, United Kingdom did not pay any heeds to this demand. Hence, Rajiv Gandhi, India's Prime Minister, declared to boycott. In 21st century, India has recorded a laudable performance in Commonwealth Games. In the next two lessons, we are going to learn how India as a country has transformed into a big nation. Thank you, my dear students, for your patient hearing. If you have liked this video, please do like it. If you have not subscribed it, please subscribe it. And if anybody is not aware of this video, please do give awareness by sharing with others. Thank you, and I wish you all the best for your examination.